I've not talked about this online. I've only talked about it with friends and family. How old am I? And do we want any more kids? So I'm not on Ozempic. I think I have a good butt. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Prettiest pack. Hello friends, welcome to the video. I thought it would be fun to do a little Q&A, and I haven't done one in a really long time. I think the last time was spring, maybe this time last year. It's been a hot minute. So I posted a question box on my Instagram story asking for your questions, nothing off limits, and I figured we'd do a little get ready with me. I have some new makeup here that I have received in PR and purchased myself, so I thought we would, you know, test out some new products and just answer some questions. And welcome to anyone who's new. Hello, nice to have you. Thanks for being here. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And let's just jump right in. I did do my hair before because I did my natural curls yesterday, and while I love doing them, I can't wear them more than a day or two. Like today, after wearing them curly yesterday, even with all the product, they looked rough this morning. So I didn't, you can refresh them with water and product. I didn't have it in me. So we did some curls. Normally they would be a lot softer if I hadn't have put a ton of mousse and gel in them yesterday, but that's fine. It's actually sunny here, which is nice. I feel like we need the sun whenever we can get it. It has been dreary and miserable. Typical February in Ontario, Canada. Okay, we're gonna go in with our priming moisturizer. I also ordered some Huda beauty products from Sephora, and I got this little easy blur primer, so I'm gonna try that today. So we're gonna go with this and then this, and we'll just jump right in. Let's just jump right in. I got quite a few questions, so I'm hoping to get to most of them. We'll see. Love your hair tutorial. Okay, I will do that. This was my natural curls, so I will kind of show you what I do that on my next vlog, because I wish I would have looked at these before before doing this, because I totally could have done that. What helped you get to the point of self-acceptance? Was it therapy, age, maturity, or your social media? That is a really good question, and like a really good starting point. It was honestly a little bit of everything. Literally everything that you mentioned. Social media played a really big part. The pandemic played a really big part too, because I feel like we were all kind of locked in our houses and, you know, having to be with ourselves and our own thoughts, which when you have mental health problems, that's scary. I also wasn't able to be around friends and family very often. Of course, I had my husband and my kids, which definitely helped. You know, I wasn't completely alone, but it was very interesting to kind of live through that, and all the work that came with it, inner work that came with it, was really a lot for me. And that's kind of when the whole journey started for me, was end of 2020. And I had just had my son Theo. I was dealing with, you know, a postpartum body. I was, you know, in my early 30s. I was by myself. None of my clothing fit me. I couldn't go to stores and like try on clothing. It was just very isolating and tiring. And I think the whole thing started because I just wanted to take a break from like hating myself. That's it. Like I just wanted a little break from hating myself, loathing my body, loathing, you know, everything that I've existed with for the past 30 years. I just needed a break for my mental health, but also for my physical health. I feel like I was starving myself after having Theo, and I just took a break, and I think that that break potentially saved my life. So yeah, a little bit of everything. Social media, you know, I started, you know, following people who inspired me, who looked like me, who, you know, said it was okay if I didn't want to diet every day of my life. And then I just kind of like had this awakening that I was like, I just need to be okay. I don't need to be perfect. Every day doesn't have to be the best thing in the world, but I need overall for me to be okay. And that's kind of where the journey started, and it's been going on since then. That's a really good question. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this Easy Blur primer and see how it goes. I think that's pretty much moisturized. This like Merit one, it is a primer, but I use it mainly for moisture before I do my makeup, because I usually do my skincare hours before I do my makeup. Not hours, maybe like an hour before I do my makeup, because then I usually do my makeup when I get back from dropping the kids at school. So it's really good for both moisturizing and priming. Help with bloating. Okay, I think that I'm not a medical professional, so everything that I say is very much this is kind of my own personal experience from it. I don't have any kind of like, you know, clearance to be like, this is what you need to do. I think that bloating, for me especially, it's very circumstantial. I find that I bloat a lot if I'm not drinking enough fluids throughout the day. I bloat significantly more around my period, and that's very much common as well. And I find that since I've been starting and drinking my Sierra greens every day, I do think that that has helped significantly. And I do notice a difference when I stop drinking them versus when I'm consistently drinking them every day. They are, you know, they are made with vitamins and minerals to help with bloating and digestive enzymes and making sure that, you know, you feel your best self. Energy, vitamins, very important. But for me personally, I do notice a difference versus when I'm not drinking them, especially around my period. I'm just like, I'm gonna be bloated regardless. And bloating hurts. Like, in case you aren't, like, if you don't bloat or if you're not experiencing bloating, like, it's not so much about, for me, the physical aspect of it, it's painful. Like, it hurts. So yeah, I've noticed a big difference since having greens, and then obviously making sure that I'm keeping up with water throughout the day. But again, circumstantial, and it could be a sign of an intolerance. If you're experiencing bloating all the time, maybe you have an intolerance or an allergy that's not, you know, you're not aware of maybe. So maybe worth looking into if it's happening all the time. But again, I'm not a medical professional, so I can't give any advice in that sense. But this is nice. I feel like it's kind of, is it silicone based? I don't think so. It has water as the first ingredient. Okay, so most blurring primers I find are very, like, they sit on my skin, where this, I feel like it's actually like a little tacky, which doesn't happen with blurring primers that I'm used to. That's really nice. Okay, I think I have enough in here for another application, but do you have that? Have you tried that before? What are your thoughts? I'm curious, because this is my first time using it. I'm wondering how it's gonna wear. Okay, we're gonna do, say, Super Glowy Gel next. This is the new Warm Glow. So this is a very similar shade to their Star Glow, which is their like bright, like cool white toned one, but it's like a warm tone, so it's golden, so it has like warm undertones to it. So it doesn't tint your skin like the Sun Glow. It doesn't, you know, give that rosy hue like the Rose Glow. It's more of like a glow like the Star Glow, but a warm glow, which, if you know me, I love a good warm. Oh, let's get another question. Another about the hair. Okay, so truthfully, everyone asking about my hair, that's so sweet. It's my natural. I use a ton of products. So I'm gonna do like an actual curly tutorial. It's not Curly Girl approved. I use products that I probably shouldn't use, but I have like 6 products that I use to help, you know, maintain my curls. And I will do that in my next vlog. Have you ever been to Texas? And how do you do it? I don't know what she means by, she says, damn girl, how do you do it? I don't know. She's put little heart eyes. I'm not sure about that part. I think it's very sweet of you to say that, but if you mean like existing, I don't know. How do I do it? It's painful some days. No, you're so sweet. I've not been to Texas. No, I've not been to Texas. I haven't, honestly, I didn't travel until I was in my 30s. No, the first time I got on a plane, I was in my late 20s. So yeah, I never traveled growing up, so all of my traveling has been done as an adult. What is your fave collab? That's a really good question. I don't think I have a favorite. I do have brands that I love working with, that I've worked with consistently over the years. I love, you know, my Penningtons, Penn, Reitmans, HelloFresh. I have a lot of like brands that I just enjoy their products, and I've been sharing them for ages. I mean, I've done some really fun food collabs. I would love to do more of those. I've worked with Mary Brown's, I've worked with Harvey's. Like, I enjoy things when it's a little bit different. Like, I loved doing the Harvey's campaign because I got to do it with Andrew. And yeah, it's just, I love when it's a little bit different, and when brands give you creative freedom. That makes like, oh, makes my heart so full. Or like when a brand reaches out and says, I love this content of yours, can you just adjust it to fit our products? And I'm like, yeah, of course I can, because it's already something that I do, I enjoy, and that my audience enjoys. But I've actually had, like, I feel like I've been really lucky with a lot of the brands that I have worked with, that I've enjoyed everyone. I don't think I've had like an actually bad experience, knock on wood, because I don't want that to start. And I do say no to a lot of brands because it's genuinely a product that I don't either have interest in, I don't like or use, or it just doesn't fit. That does happen more often than you'd think. So I feel like because I've had such good experiences is because I've worked with brands that I already love and use. So good question. I think we're gonna do foundation. I saw this all over TikTok and I really wanted to try it. So I bought it to try. This is the Easy Blur foundation from Huda Beauty. I did use it yesterday, full disclosure, so it's not like I've tried it already. It wears really nice, it's comfortable. Yeah, I feel like I did a full wear test. Maybe not a full wear test because I think I did the application in the afternoon, early afternoon yesterday. So today's gonna be a full wear test. So I'm excited to see how it, performs, and with the primer. So I'll keep you posted. Why don't you show your kids' faces anymore? Miss seeing their smiles. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. So yeah, let's talk about it. I used to share my kids on my social media. How long has it been? 2 years now? Maybe 2 years since I stopped showing their faces. It was just a personal choice. As I was growing, I feel like with growth comes amazing people, amazing followers, amazing opportunities, but then it also brings a whole slew of negativity. And I choose to share my life online. I choose what to share with you. And I love being open and honest and sharing with you all. But the most important thing is my kids come first at the end of the day. And for me personally, I just didn't want to be giving them this digital footprint that they didn't necessarily ask for. I feel better knowing that they're existing in a world where random strangers, if I'm not there, don't know that they're my kids necessarily, for safety reasons. Also, they're getting to an age where they're little people and they have feelings and they have personalities, and I want them to be in charge of when they want to be on the internet. Granted, I'm probably not going to allow them to have social media until they're significantly older, so much older, because of all the negativity that exists on the internet. So yeah, just privacy reasons. And I didn't share them a ton before because I'm not a family vlogger. Like, I've never been, a mom vlogger, family vlogger. In that sense, it's always just been sharing my journey. But I am a mom, and that is a part of my journey. It's a part of my life. So yeah, that's kind of why I stopped sharing them. I do know that so many of you are well-intended, and like the majority of you would never make my kids feel uncomfortable and would never, do anything negative with knowing what they looked like. But for all the wonderful, there is always some negative. So my husband supported me. He didn't really even know that I stopped doing it until about a month after, because I was just testing it. I was just trialing it to see how I felt. And it doesn't feel any different. Like, I feel like I can still share bits and pieces of our life, but, keeping their personalities and their identity private. I really think it was a good decision for us and our family. And I never judge as long as your kids are happy, safe, and healthy. Is that really shadowy? I may have to change or shut that. I just hope I don't lose any daylight. So yeah, it's a little warmer than what I am right now, but I did buy it with the intent that maybe I can wear it while on vacation. I am gonna self-tan tomorrow, so it might be too light actually. It's like maybe a touch warmer than my shade is right now, but I'm also very pasty because it's February and we're in Canada. But the wear, the finish, everything about it going on, it does have a scent. It's hard to place. It's almost sweet, but not sickeningly, there we go, sweet. But yeah, I do like it, and I got the shade Cheesecake. Get another question and go in with some concealer. I wonder if I can prop this up better. I have a mirror over here, but it's like slightly too low. The Huda Beauty concealer to go with it. This is in the shade Meringue. I think I went too light. It's not bad because I usually just put concealer under my eyes and then, a little bit here, sometimes around my nose. It's going to be way too light for me come summer, spring. But that's okay, like I can save it until winter. But I found it blended really smoothly. A little goes a long way. It's super pigmented. I think you just have to move a bit quicker than, some concealer you have tons of time. This one I found you gotta move a bit quicker when you put it on. How do you handle mean people online? Love your content. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I don't really have like an exact answer because I don't think that I am cut out for, the mean people like some other creators are. Some people have a really thick skin, and I find that the longer I've existed on social media, I feel like my skin has actually gotten thinner over time. Like, I don't feel like I'm growing a thicker skin. I feel like as I get older, I'm just more emotional, and yeah, but I just don't subject myself to it. That's the best way that I can handle it and handle my mental health. For a really long time, I felt a lot of shame in talking about it, like to my family and friends. I would be like, it's almost embarrassing to be like, yeah, there's these random people that I don't even know who hate me for I don't know what reason, because they don't know me. I don't know them, but they hate me. So I think I held a lot of shame in it for so long. You know, with help from therapy and talking about it, I feel like I have more control now, because one, I don't subject myself to it. I don't, you know, go into my comment section on viral videos. I don't, you know, search the negativity, and I don't have any shame in blocking people who don't like me. Like, if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. I'm not forcing you to look at my content. Okay, do you see how it's a little bit brighter? Like, it's not terribly bright. Like, I definitely can get away with it, but I feel like it's just like a hair too light. But once it's blended out, it's really quite nice. I feel like whenever I look in my camera, I'm like, I look like a ghost. I'm transparent. But thank you to all of my amazing humans that support me every day and follow me, and, you know, don't follow me to just hate everything that I do. I appreciate you. You're the ones who I make content for. You're the ones who I get up every day and enjoy going to work for. So thank you, truly. I feel like I have like some of the best online friends in the whole entire world. At the end of the day, I'm very, very lucky. I think I'm gonna do some powder next. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me. It's really nice. I actually really enjoy this. I bought it a while ago, and I feel like it's like I've not run out. Your skin always looks so flawless. Do you ever get breakouts? And if so, how do you deal with them? Oh man, do I. I feel, thank you. First of all, that's really sweet. My skin is far from flawless, very far from flawless. But I really do feel like my skin has gotten better with age. And since I've actually started like an actual skincare routine. Like, I was notorious my entire 20s of just like slapping on a moisturizer whenever I felt like it, not really using eye creams. Like, I didn't use proper skincare until I was in my 30s. So I think that has definitely helped, but I do definitely get breakouts. Like, it's not unheard of for me, especially around my period time. Sometimes I get body breakouts, like a pimple on my chest. Sometimes I'll get it like in this area, especially like here, around my period time. Stress, I'm also like prone to stress breakouts. So I don't get a ton, but the ones I do get are like painful and they last forever. So what I do is I use my Neutrogena acne spot treatment. I think that I've shared it in a vlog before. It has benzoyl peroxide in it. So that's the key ingredient that I find that helps for me, especially with my acne. It's like a spot treatment. So you just put it on where it is, and then I use pimple patches, like the Hero, any of the pimple patches. I swear by those at bedtime. Sometimes I'll even wear them out during the day. I don't really mind. And I think the biggest thing too is like letting my skin take a break from makeup too. If I am breaking out quite a bit, I'll go a couple days without wearing makeup, if not longer. Cleansing, moisturizing like normal. That's my tips. Benzoyl peroxide, specifically a treatment. That's what I would recommend. There we go. We're gonna do eyes, which I feel like I do the same thing for my eyes every single time. So ready to see it again for the 100th time? I feel like if you've been here, you're gonna be like, she's gonna do this, and then she's gonna do this. Oh my gosh, everyone is so kind about my hair. You're so sweet. Tips to handle uncomfortable body changes during pregnancy. Ooh, that is a good question, because your girl's been pregnant a couple times before, and I've been, you know, plus size both times, so. And how do you handle food police? Okay. Let's tackle both of those and let's do some eyes. To anyone that is experiencing pregnancy, regardless of your body size, if you're a size 0 or if you're a size 24, it's such a weird experience to go through. Seeing your body change in ways that you would never even imagine. I've had 2 pregnancies. My body has reacted differently, similarly, but differently in both pregnancies too. So you just have to remember it's temporary, to go with the flow as best you can. And it's okay to not feel amazing every single day. I feel like that's another thing that the media kind of like pushes onto us, is like pregnancy is this wonderful, beautiful, most incredible experience. Yes, it is. It's wonderful. I loved it. I would do it again 100 times over. But at the same time, you feel a little bit like an alien in your own skin, because you're giving up your body for another being for 9 months to grow. So whatever you feel in that time is valid. You can hate it. You're allowed to hate it. You're allowed to love it. You're allowed to be both. Like, I feel like as long as you give yourself grace. I didn't have the perfect round pregnancy bump. I had a lot of loose skin, especially during my second pregnancy, because I had, you know, a previous pregnancy, lost weight, had the loose skin, but then I also had a surgery to get my ovary taken out. So I had like hanging belly pooch that I never had before. It was completely new to me because of my surgery placement and scar placement. So, you know, I didn't have the perfect round, beautiful bump. Yeah, it's hard. I feel like whatever you need in that moment and during that time, you're allowed to have it. By the way, this is my medium shade balanced blush bronzer. At this point, I feel like you all know that I love this. I'm just using the bronzer to go over my lid before I put my my eyeshadow down. But yes, congratulations on the pregnancy. I'm so excited for you. It's such a beautiful time to experience. Being a mom is one of the greatest things that I've ever been able to do in my life. And at the end of the day, that's, I think, what I'm most proud of. So congratulations. Food police. Ugh. So the commenter specifically said their family. But food police can come in any shape or form. Like, it could be your family members, it could be your close friends, it could be strangers at a restaurant or a grocery store. They're everywhere. And honestly, there's no reason for someone to be doing that, ever. Like, anyways, let's get into it. So this is the ColourPop Ritz Super Shock Shadow. Again, if you've been here a minute, you know that this is my go-to. I just kind of like apply it with my finger all over my lid, and it gives a pretty champagne-y, glittery glow. This is actually I don't know if I've told you this in a video, this is a dupe for the Urban Decay Space Cowboy. It's a very similar finish to that. Something that I have learned that has worked for me, not always, but often does, is I just walk away. When people are commenting on, you know, what is being like, oh my gosh, like, this is so bad for me, like, oh my gosh, it's so bad for you, we shouldn't be having this, we're so bad, like, this is so terrible, like, oh my god, are you really gonna have a second piece? Walking away from the mid-conversation. I've done it so many times. Sometimes I'm like at a loss for words because whatever they're saying is so unnecessary. I truly just walk away from the situation. It has stopped them every single time. Another thing you can do is call them on it. If you want to have that conversation, if you want to have that discussion with them, call them on it. I have told my family, they're all wonderful. We don't shame food at all. We don't shame when someone's hungry. We don't shame, like, it's never a negative thing, because you never want to put morality on something that you need to survive. Walk away or call them out, whatever works best for you and your mental health at that time. Maybe sometimes you're going to want to just remove yourself. Other times, you know, you want to call them on it. Okay, with the Sierra Greens, did you have an adjustment period for your body when first trying it? I've tried another brand before, but I feel like it was just going through me, not absorbing. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good question. We can talk about that. And then favorite part of your body and why? Oh, that's a good question too. So for the Sierra Greens, I've only tried one other green. I think I've only ever tried one other brand of greens. I didn't love it. So with Sierra, I found that it took me a few months to notice a difference between me drinking it versus me not drinking it, if that makes sense. So I never feel like it was just going through me, but I feel like in order for me to notice the changes, that I was having more energy and that, you know, I was getting sick a lot less, and that, you know, bloating around my period was significantly improved. It took me a few months of consistently drinking it to notice those changes. But then on top of that, once I stopped taking it and I, you know, went a week without taking it, it was very apparent that it was doing something for me after that time. But yeah, I'm not sure what other product you tried previously, but if you felt like it was not going good with your body, yeah, definitely keep an eye out. Maybe you have maybe you have an intolerance to something that's in it as well. I'm assuming that that's what you meant by going right through you. But yeah, I didn't notice any difference in that sense for me. The only thing I did notice is it took some time for me to notice that what it was doing for me. Oh, I guess I should do something, huh? Oh, let's do, hold on. Let's do some bronzer. We're gonna use that same Balance blush and bronzer duo. Okay, favorite part of my body. I don't really know that I have one. Is my face a part of my body? I would assume so. I really like my smile. I've always liked my smile. My teeth aren't fully straight, but I do feel like I have a very genuine smile. So I do enjoy my smile. And I guess if we're just talking about like physical body, I like my butt. I think I have a good butt. I mean, it has stretch marks and cellulite, but that doesn't make it any less wonderful. Can you let me know what your favorite part of your body is in the comments? I'm curious, like maybe favorite part of your face and then favorite part of your body. I think this is a good practice for us. Let's do a group therapy session. Everyone write what their favorite part of their body is in the comments. Blush. Okay, I'm excited for the blush portion of this. I have some new ones. I got sent the new YSL blushes. Look at how pretty they are. Thank you, YSL. I very much appreciate this. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I appreciate you nonetheless. Thank you. I've already tried one. Full disclosure, I tried this one doing my makeup yesterday and it was fantastic. So prettiest packaging. No, we're good. Prettiest packaging of all time, but the formula, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's like if a cream and a powder had a baby, and then also it has a bit of a sheen to it. So throw a little bit of highlighter in there. Oh, it's just so good. So I'll swatch them all for you. But I did use this one yesterday, so I thought it'd be fun to try this one on either cheek, and we can compare, and then I'll just mix them for the finished makeup look. But let's get another couple questions. Do you feel like your community is less supportive now that you've lost weight? I'm not a weight loss account. I never have been, I never will be. I'm an advocate for being okay with yourself at every stage in life. I have lost weight. It's not something that I'm gonna deny. There is no number that I'm gonna give you. There's, nothing that I'm gonna say like, this is why I'm losing weight. I'm not on Ozempic. I'm not on a weight loss plan. I don't count my calories. I'm eating intuitively, but I'm also focusing on healing my mental health, which has been really beneficial to me. And in doing so, I think it goes hand in hand. I've been moving my body more. I've been being outside more. I've been focusing on foods that make me feel good. But no, I don't feel like my community is less supportive, because anyone who is upset that my body is changing isn't a part of my community. And I truly do believe in the fact that we shouldn't be talking about people's bodies. Like I don't think it does any good in most cases. So especially if you don't know the person or the reason behind it. Some people aren't intending to lose weight, and or they're suffering from things behind closed doors. We just don't need to talk about it. Like, it's not necessary in my opinion. Let's watch some blushes. But yeah, life changes, the world ebbs and flows, and so do our bodies with age. There's so many factors that come into play. So, okay, let's swatch some blushes. This one is, wait, is it just numbers? Yeah, okay. Yes, this is shade 37. This is the one that I used yesterday. It's kind of like a warm terracotta-y peachy tone. It's really pretty, gonna be great for summer. This one is the shade 42. This is like that hot pink, Barbie doll pink, so pretty. Ooh, yeah, that's super pretty. You see? This one, I think this one's gonna be a fave. This is shade 44. This one has like a really pretty undertone, like shimmer to it. You can't really see on camera. Ooh, it's like that natural rosy pink, so pretty. Okay, let's try these ones on either cheek, and then we'll just end up mixing them, I feel like I have blush all over my hands now. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be back. Okay, my hands are clean. Let's answer this question and do shade 44 on this side, and then I'll answer another question and do the other side. So how do you become an affiliate for companies? Fellow Canadian girly here. Oh, that's so sweet. Hello. For affiliate, I really only have affiliate links for products that I currently love and use. I don't ever get an affiliate of something I don't use. I don't think I've ever had that. So I have like an Amazon storefront, which I believe anyone can apply for. I have an LTK, which does link like a ton of products there from different brands. I think you have to be invited to sign up for that, but I could be wrong. You may actually be able to apply for it. I'm not 100% sure, but they reached out to me a few years back, and I finally, you know, a lot of people asked for it, so I just finally got it. And then obviously I have codes for some brands that I really love and use, and then that just came naturally from me loving and sharing the products. They reached out, they asked if I wanted a code, and I said sure. Yeah, there's definitely a few different ways you can go around it. You can apply, you can reach out to them if you love and use their products and share about them. But yeah, that's what I would recommend, and truly anyone can do it. You don't need a huge following. If you're just naturally loving things and sharing your life and sharing those products, anyone can do it. Isn't that so pretty? It has like the prettiest, this one especially, like I don't even need a highlighter. Gorgeous. I'm gonna do a little on my nose. The pigments there, it's like super glowy and pretty. Again, we know Zoe has blush blindness. What do we think? Do we like? I love your clear spacers and hoop combo. Could you talk about the ones you use? Oh, so I used to use like just clear tunnels and then do my hoops. Was it about a year ago? I found these like metal heart tunnels on Amazon, and I freaking love them. They're super good quality. They don't irritate my ears. I get them wet, I wash them. They're wonderful. So I think the pack came with metal gold, like metal, like silver, black. I usually wear mostly gold. And then for hoop, I got these ones from Winners. I think it was like a 3-pack of like really, so the key is to get light jewelry and with like no class if you're gonna put it through your spacer. So these ones just feed into one another. 14 karat gold plated, I believe. They weren't super expensive. I think they were $40 for the 3 pairs, and they like, I get them wet, I go swimming in them, and they're wonderful. They're just, you have to be gentle with them because they're, you know, super lightweight, but love them. I've been wearing them more than a year now. I really like them. I can pop the ones that I got off Amazon in my Amazon storefront. So if you want to go look, I'll put them over there for you because I really do enjoy them. It's very niche though. Not a lot of people have tunnels and spaced ears. So could you do a makeup tutorial? Heck yeah, I'm doing one right now. Since your fashion sense is amazing, top 3 favorite pieces. First of all, that's very kind of you to say. I think I always struggle with my like, truthfully, behind the scenes, I'm always messaging my friend Sarah and being like, does this work? She's like my personal stylist. Let's talk about my top 3 favorite pieces. Just trying to find a clean brush to do this one. So for me specifically, I do find that I kind of go in phases. Like I have different like hyper fixation clothing items, and then it switches up every once in a while. Right now, I think that my favorites, I'm really loving my Aero athletic leggings. I've been wearing them very frequently. It's a Canadian business, which I love. My little purpley mauvey colored like cropped sweater that has like the poofy sleeves. You've probably seen it so many times. That was a find that I got last year from a small business, again, Canadian small business, in Sarnia called The Curvy Company. I've been wearing that sweater a lot, and I always get so many compliments on it. Side note, brush is very sheddy. It sheds a lot. This is what this shade looks like. Super pretty, a lot lighter than this one for sure. Bubblegum, Barbie tone. And it's a lot cooler as well than this one, if you can see that. I think I like this one more for my skin tone. What do you think? I don't know. I kind of like both. I'm gonna see what it looks like when you mix them though. One more clothing item. My high-waisted wide leg jeans. I have 2 pairs that I wear frequently. They're ankle cuts, so they don't go to the floor. So they're perfect for Canadian winters, as long as you wear like a thick sock, because they don't drag in the snow. So I have 1 pair from Reitman's and 1 pair from Penn, both of which are bought like a couple years ago though. A year ago, 2 years ago. So I can't even be like, here's a link. But yeah, a nice like lighter wash wide leg high-waisted jean. Love, 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 love. Those are some of my faves. And then I'm gonna do an honorary mention. My Free Label, this is all Canadian brands. So if you're American, I'm sorry. My Free Label black, just long sleeved, like tight top, wear that all the time. I love it. It's like the perfect staple piece that I've just been loving. Those are my current winter faves. My Aero athletic leggings, it's linked on my Amazon, but if you go to their website, I do believe they ship to America. Free Label does ship to the US as well. So I'll link that below. The jeans though, I don't have links for, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, I gotta do a meeting. I'll be back. Hello, I'm back from my meeting. I'm going to now the opposite blush on either cheek so that we can be blending. Hair styling tips that are fast and easy. Styling my hair seems to take forever. And then what is one key piece of advice that you would give a 25-year-old? Ooh, those are really good questions. Okay, so hairstyling tips. I used to be queen of the messy bun, especially on days where I feel like I have like no time. I just want to throw my hair up and like call it. But lately, I've been really loving a claw clip, like just like twisting my hair up and putting a claw clip in. Or I'm a sucker for pigtails. I love a good like messy pigtail look that has like loose pieces out. You can wear it curly, you can wear it straight, and it's really just like easy to style. Yeah, I definitely recommend that. Or if you do curls like this, making sure that you wear your hair protected at nighttime, and then the next day you can just wear it as it is. You can like put a headband kind of like this and just kind of brush it back. So all the curls don't have to be like super like uniform. And then what advice would I give to a 25-year-old? Don't be so hard on yourself. Travel as much as you can. Try not to take life too seriously. I feel like I was taking life very seriously when I was 25. I would go back and do the same thing again. The only thing that I would do differently is I would travel more. Try investing if you can. Try to have fun. You know, life is short, 25 is young. This is my super old Revlon Skin Lights highlighter. You know, what's that? 2025 is Project Pan. Look at that. It's still good. I honestly don't even think I really needed much of it though, because I feel like this blush has like a built-in highlighter. Brows. We're gonna do brows and then we're gonna do a face mist. Brow product is the Wow Brow from e.l.f. in the shade Brunette. And then Milk Hydro Grip setting spray. Get a couple more questions. Are there any vloggers you like that do similar content? I love your YouTube vlogs. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I really love, my friend Danielle does vlogs. My friend Jamie does vlogs. I'll put their accounts on the screen here. I love Alex Rodriguez. She does daily vlogs, and then I think she does like 3 a week. She's one of my favorite channels to watch. She's really sweet too. And then Samantha. I love Samantha Joe. She's so funny. Both are plus size gals too. And I just love both of their vibes. So would highly recommend both of them. I just found your page and love it so far. How old are you? How many kids do you have? Hi, welcome. This is so exciting. Yeah, I'll answer like simple questions like that. I love those. They're easy. I'm 30. How old am I? I truly just forgot how old I am. I'm 34. I'm turning 35 this year. How many kids do I have? I have 2. I have a little girl and a little boy, Marlo and Theo. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Questions about politics right now, especially in America. I am Canadian. A lot of people asking about what my thoughts are. Truly not here for debating it. I believe in human rights. I have a lot of gay and trans friends. I believe in women's rights and a woman's right for body autonomy and for choosing what's right for them and their health. I'll leave it at that. Not an ask, just a comment how pretty your nails are. Thank you. They're always press-ons. Not always, mostly press-ons. I like Glamnetic. I like Nail Reformation. I like Quickies. I also have tried the Kiss ones from the Walmart recently. Really like those too. I love a good press-on nail. Okay, best gate-kept secret or hack. I don't really gatekeep anything. I rarely gatekeep anything, especially if it's like a hack. Do you want to know a fun hack that my mom just taught me? It's not fun. It's like kind of life-saving. So I was telling her, I didn't know this, so I'm telling you, this is the first thing that came to mind. Super specific. But I was driving home the other day at night. It was really, really dark and it was all back roads. And it was so foggy. Like you couldn't see 4 feet in front of my car. So terrifying. I was like gripping the wheel. I was so scared. I was driving alone. And my mom told me the best hack that I didn't even think of. She said, if you're driving in really dense fog, especially at night, turn off everything that makes sound in your car and crack your windows. So you can hear if there's cars or animals or anything outside that maybe you won't be able to see in time. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that years ago, Mom? She's like, well, I don't know. How do you stop giving into diet culture? It's like subliminal, totally. And then what do you think the key is to a good marriage? For diet culture, I think the biggest thing for me is that a lot of things, like I avoided so many things for years. Like I connected that with diet culture. So like meal prepping, like I would never make my meals ahead of time because in my head, the last time that I was doing that was when I was on like a super strict calorie deficit diet, and like that's what I connected to meal prepping. So for years I would just not make meals ahead of time, and I was so scared that if I started making meals ahead of time that I was going to like fall back into old habits. Other things like protein drinks, like I would use that as a meal supplement, but in reality, like I needed more protein in my everyday, and I was scared to drink them because in my head I'm like, this used to be a meal for me, like for a whole half of the day, like this was my breakfast and lunch. So I would just avoid it for years. So I think it's a very slippery slope. I think everyone has, you know, a different way of going about it, but for me, I try my best to remove anything that makes me feel uncomfortable. So if I'm getting constant ads on Instagram or TikTok or anything about like, you know, diet pills or this or that, I will just remove as much of that from my viewing pleasures that I can. And then if I'm still getting it, especially this in the beginning of the year, it's like almost unavoidable. So I will block those accounts. I'll block certain keywords so that I can't see, you know, any kind of targeted ads. I find that helps. And then honestly, if it gets really overwhelming, I will just shut off. Like I will not go on social media for a day or two. I'll give myself a good break, and it helps for me personally. And if you find that friends and family are like, you know, constantly like talking to you about it, just say, you know, I'm not in a space right now to hear about that. Like, you know, you're welcome to do and talk about what you feel, but I'm just not the person for that. I'm not in the mental space for that. But it is hard. It definitely is a hard thing to overcome. So you're not alone. Do my brows look good? I think that's okay. Oh, marriage tip, I think it was. What do you think is a key to a good marriage? And then any great recipe recommendations. Your egg roll in a bowl is my fave. Yay! Okay, so key to a good marriage. Friendship. My marriage specifically was founded on friendship. We started out as friends. We were friends for years. Being able to communicate too. I feel like for so long I felt like I couldn't express how I was feeling to anyone, let alone my husband. And I think with therapy, it's helped me give myself the allowance to be able to do that. Like I never allowed myself to share how I was feeling. I was scared that I was going to get judged, or that, you know, I wasn't allowed to, you know, express how I was really feeling about situations. So I think that that's very important, not just for a marriage, but for you as a person, being able to communicate your thoughts and your feelings. I think that's so important. And being able to like be silly together and have fun together. I feel like a lot of people kind of forget that that's what a lot of these relationships are founded on, is actually genuinely like having fun together. So if you need to set aside time to, you know, do things that make you laugh and make you have fun together, do it. Like even if you can't get away for a date night, maybe when the, you know, if you have kids, if the kids go to bed, go watch a silly show together, or play a funny card game, or, you know, watch a comedy special together. Just you know, spend time together where you can like laugh and have fun. Those are the 3 things that I would recommend personally. Oh, egg roll. Okay, recipes. So I'm very much a sucker for making the same thing over and over again. I have ADHD, so I hyperfixate on things. There's no secret there. I really like egg roll in a bowl. I love the Big Mac salad. Lately, a Greek bowl has been really good too. So like Greek chicken and potatoes, then mixed with all the yummy stuff that goes with that. So like tzatziki, feta, Kalamata olives. Oh my god, I'm so hungry just thinking about it. I gotta go have lunch. Surprise, surprise, it's egg roll in a bowl. Yeah, I also really like I love tacos, like where we do taco night, usually once a week. Spaghetti night, we love spaghetti. I love pasta. I love pasta bake, so like pasta casseroles and stuff. Meatloaf. We love, especially this time of year, I feel like I'm constantly cooking like hearty meals. Love shepherd's pie, that's another family one. Chili, oh my gosh, like all the warm, hearty, those kind of meals just like fill my cup, especially when it's freezing out. What was the bigger adjustment for you, going from no kids to 1 kid, or 1 kid to 2 kids? And then we'll tie that in with, do you and Andrew want more kiddos? I'm not gonna speak for Andrew, because though I do think he agrees with me here. I think going from no kids to 1 kid was an easier adjustment than going from 1 to 2. Do I have like an explanation as to why that is? I don't know. I feel like in my head, I just assumed that having 2 kids was going to be easier because we've already had one, so we kind of know what we're doing. But I think that the one thing that's not talked about very commonly is the fact that it's obvious, it's very much common sense, but like you don't really realize how honest it is until you have more than one kid. All babies are so different. So what works for one sometimes doesn't work for the other. Also, I feel like when you're parenting 2 kids, it's so much hard. Things you don't think about is like the amount of work that you have to do to like juggle being a parent to 2 kids at the same time. Where I feel like when it was just one, you could just focus all your energy and like focus on that one child. So you didn't really have to worry about anything other than yourself. You don't have to think about like, oh, is my toddler doing okay while I'm focusing on my baby, or like this and that. So for us, I think it was definitely a difference and an adjustment going to 2 than 1. But I know everyone's different. Like some people find that it's easier going from 1 to 2 than none to 1. And do we want any more kids? So if I would have been answering this like a year ago, I would have been like hard no. And then I had this like really weird feeling. I've not talked about this online. I've only talked about it with friends and family, and Andrew, obviously. Around the time that Theo was getting ready to start school, that I just kind of like had this feeling of like, something's missing. Like, I could have another kid. I could have another baby. And then in my head, I was like, no. Like, the only reason you're thinking this is because Theo's going to school. So like, all my babies aren't babies anymore. I don't have toddlers. I have children. Like, I feel like that was, I was like, this is why I'm feeling this way. It's not because I want another kid. It's because my baby is going to school. I kind of sat with it and I just kind of waited for that feeling to just like go away. It just never did. And I just like kind of felt like, you know, this like lingering, I could do another kid. It was just always there. Realistically, we are done. I don't think we will be having another baby. We will probably 90% not be having a third. I'm just waiting for that feeling of wanting another baby to just kind of fade. It's been a little bit of time. You know, has anyone else ever like felt that way? Like you're like, no, we're set, we're not having any more than 2 kids, but then that weird feeling creeps up years later. Is that normal? Does it go away? You can talk to me about it. My comments is a safe space. Okay, I'm just gonna finish up really quick and just throwing on some lip liner. This is the Cheekbone Beauty shade Sand, and then my lashes were the Velour tubing mascara, and then my camera's about to die, so I just want to like finish it up. But I'll answer like 2 more questions. I'm sorry, I did not get to all of them. What job did I do before? I've worked a lot of jobs. I worked retail management for a long period of time. I did business development in a car dealership. I did lash extensions and lash lifts and tints. I've done a lot of random things. Best plus size stores if you're Canadian, Penn, Reitman's, Old Navy's great, H&M I really enjoy. Recently I discovered Pop Flex. I really like their stuff. Do you prefer dresses or pants? I think it depends. I really do love a legging and a sweater. I'm like, that's like my go-to uniform, especially in the winter, but I do love a dress in the summer. So I think it just varies. It depends on how I'm feeling and the time of year. And then we're gonna just finish it off super quick with the YSL. I don't know what shade this is. It has no shade. It has, 201. This is the Love Shine lipstick. And we're done. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being here. I hope this isn't too long of a video. I think editing it will be fun. I'll be sure to do another one of these sooner rather than later because I know there was a lot of questions that I missed. But if you have any more questions, throw them in the comments. But thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you next time. Bye.